Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. This is obviously for football. A while back, I think it was last week. I tried to cover some videos on Facebook, but unfortunately I had a problem either with Facebook or my internet connection. I'm not sure which one it was. I think it was probably a bit of both. But yeah, I wanted to do like a list version of my videos for what I want to cover for football or soccer for any of you Americans out there on Fridays. And I thought I'd do it in list form for once, but or in terms of football one, because most of those I'll be doing in not list form, but non-list form. But anyway, I hope some people out there enjoy it, and I'd love to hear what you think about football, soccer, whatever you call it, calcio, footie, whatever you want to call it, what your favourite word for football is, or anything else you want to comment, like what you think about my videos generally, or anything like that. And I know it's specifically for football, but I appreciate all support for my channel. So if you'd be kind enough to support my channel, as ever, I appreciate that. Anyway, I'm going to try not to waffle too much. I think that covers everything for the intro. There's often something I forgot to say, but as I say, I would love to have as much support as possible. So if you do like and subscribe if you're new, and share the video and that kind of thing, I'd really appreciate it. Or even drop a comment to wish me well, or say any comments you want to say, like could be constructive criticism or positive feedback. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with my list, and some of the videos I want to do in list form, and some I don't want to do in list form. But I thought, as it's the last Friday of the month before we get into May, I thought I'd do a list form video for this weekend, and also for soccer Saturdays tomorrow. That's my plan as well, and also soccer Sundays as well. That I'll try and cover something different for each of those videos, including on my if I get round to it, on my Facebook as well. Although that would be quite a few videos, so I hope people out there enjoy them if I get round to them, or as soon as possible anyway. I might be delayed in terms of, like, there's only 24 hours a day, and I do worry about uploading too many videos because I think I might bore people. But anyway, I'm going to try and stop waffling on that note, and here goes. So number one, I hope to talk about getting the worst out of the way, like getting all the worst out of the way, like my worst fears about football, or like the scores I wouldn't want to see or hear, or scores I wouldn't want to happen, perhaps. And yeah, some of my fears. I know it's only football, as they say, but some say football is a game of life and death. But I think it's more than that. I think is what Bill Shankly, was it? I think it was Liverpool manager, if I got his name right. I think it was, who said, "Some say football is a game of life and death." I think it's actually more than that. That's probably true for me. It's one of the few things I enjoy in life at the moment. But I sort of do enjoy my writing and YouTubing and stuff like that, and other things, and being creative and things like that. But football is one of my main pleasures. And yeah, I think there's so many things that are not permissible in life. So I think football is one of the things you can go out and enjoy, perhaps. But again, I'd love to hear what you think. I mean, I think they say, like, if you look at working class or poorer areas, or areas where there's a lot of problems, you'll find sports like football especially are popular. But yeah, it's something to do, and it's something to talk about. If people don't like football, it's like, it does kill conversations. Perhaps if someone like me, if it doesn't have much to say, and then we talk about football, we've got something to talk about. I think it's also great that women get into football as well. Even though I follow the men's game more, and it means more to me. I think it's great to see as many people playing football and getting into football as possible. But yeah, I would like to get the worst results or worst things out of the way. Things like, possibly, say for instance, again, it could be a 40-point list video where I talk about some of the worst things, or it might just be a general video, but there'll probably be some sort of list, but sometimes I might do it in story form or whatever. But yeah, so it could be things like COVID, or another illness or disease that could stop football, or a war that could stop football, or Celtic not overtaking Rangers in terms of the record officially, or Rangers winning trophies, or stuff like that. Basically, I mean, some of them are first world problems, but you could say, but I still think, I still hope to cover them, and some of the, again, like things like I say, wars, or illnesses, diseases, and things like that, stopping people from having fun and things like that. But yeah, I hope to cover some of those worst things and get them out of the way. Number two, I hope to network with people who are into football, especially Italian and Celtic fans, Italian football fans and Celtic fans, but also football fans generally. Perhaps even maybe if I ever get a chance, I would love to, if I'm talking about the dream version and things to potentially cover, I would love to network with football fans generally, even rival fans perhaps, and even I'd love to appear on football shows like the Kickoff, or DR Sports, or whatever it's called, or even AFTV, even though I'm not an Arsenal fan or whatever, but just talking to different football fans, even if we're rivals, and like putting our rivalry aside to, or even if I don't have any particular affinity for their team, discussing with different fans, like it could be Liverpool, Newcastle, United, Man United, that is, Arsenal, or even Rangers fans, perhaps, even though they're rivals, or my fellow Celtic fans, my fellow Celts, or whatever. But yeah, also I'd love to learn as much as I can, and again learn how to make the best possible content. And I'd love to do fundraisers with, again, to collaborate with football YouTubers and be part of football fundraisers in the future. I know my channel's too small to sort of do that at the moment, but yeah, if I'm talking about dreams for the future, I'd love to do that sort of stuff, which I hope to come to in more detail. Number 3, I'd also love to work with like football clubs to provide free footballs, especially from a bias point of view, for Italian football, like Italian youngsters and Italian football fans and that sort of thing, to practice, especially those who qualify to play for Italy in the future, or for Italian teams, and sharing ideas like how they could have loss leading sort of things, where they give footballs and merchandise away, which will hopefully be, or they'll have a short-term loss in doing so. They will have hopefully a long-term gain. That's the plan anyway. So I suppose they call it loss leading in business, but also providing free footballs, obviously for disadvantaged people around the world, especially some of the poorest people in developing countries, but also like in Glasgow, which I hope will benefit Celtic as well. But yeah, so like providing opportunities for football. Number 4, on that note, I would love to work with FIFA and UEFA and possibly others, football bodies in Europe and possibly even around the world, to talk about how football can be used for good, like Football for Good, things like that, which Celtic is already part of, and I hope for Italian teams to also be part of. And yeah, look at how football can make peace, diplomacy, and positive things, especially for Italian football and Celtic to be involved in such. But also, as I say, helping develop people from developing countries, and again, look at what ideas could be made. Also, like giving the fans more of a voice, so fans have a say more on like how football is run. If there's new rule changes, maybe the fans could be consulted more. Opinion polls from football fans and things like that. So getting the fans more involved, which would hopefully benefit FIFA, is an idea I think FIFA should consider, because obviously if you keep fans happy and get more people into football, I think it would be cool. But yeah, even not even fans just of the same team, but even or the same teams, but even rival fans, I think being involved, football fans from all around the world being involved somehow as much as possible in the decision making, like what the offside rule should be, if there's any changes with the handball rule or anything like that, or even just generally how the game is run. I think as many football fans as possible should have a say in that, and maybe football fans, even as I say, from rival clubs, could have certain things to rally behind. But again, giving fans more of a voice. Some people say like football teams, clubs and all that, and FIFA itself perhaps treats football fans as customers rather than as fans. But I think really as football fans, we are kind of customers in a way, although I don't really go to games that much, but we are kind of customers. But as they say, customers are the most important person in any business, or most important people in any business, because we are the ones that spend money, which keeps a business such as football and FIFA and whatever going. Number 5, again, I love to work with such organisations and charities and NGOs and see what I can do to improve how football can be seen, and how to get more people into football around the world, especially in Italy, and Celtic fans, and more Celtic fans and promoting Italian football and Celtic around the world, which brings me to point number 6. Again, promoting Italian football around the world and doing whatever I can to benefit Italian football as much as possible, and working on those sorts of goals. I'd love to go to Italy and share my ideas about how I could perhaps improve Italian football, especially with neurodiverse people and my fellow Anglo-Indians or Eurasians. I probably covered that point before, but I thought I'd do it in list form this time. Number 7, also, I'd love to work with Celtic, both in Glasgow itself and around the world, work with the club to promote the club around the world, to help it get fans from around the world, and also, to achieve its full potential, hopefully to win as many trophies as possible, and promote the Celtic family around the world and that kind of thing. Number 8, I hope to use football for the greater good, for the greater good and for peace and love, positive things, not so much negative things, and talk about some of the negative things we can get out of the game, perhaps, or try and get out of the game. And for instance, I know I'm a big Italian football fan because I think I love Italian and I supported them when I was younger, so for nostalgic purposes. But yeah, trying to tackle hate and corruption, crime, and all sorts of negative things through football, as including in Italian football, and even Celtic if necessary, and how the Italian clubs and Celtic especially can work against like hate and violence and discourage those sorts of things. Obviously, fans are not always going to listen, but it would be good if they stood for positive sort of things. Again, football for good and things like that. Italian football teams and Celtic especially working together. Number 9, again, I'd love to connect with other fans and look at how, especially Italian teams and Celtic, again, can connect with the fans, how the co-owners, shareholders, equity holders, basically, and that sort of thing, and sponsors, and the managers, coaches, and the staff generally can connect with the fans as well as the players and work together. But also, yeah, bringing football fans together generally, and yeah, promoting football around the world through like poetry, art, writing, and all sorts of different ideas and that kind of thing. And number 10, also empowering young people and disadvantaged people around the world. So these are some of the things I hope to cover in the future and work on it in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video. In May, I'll probably do a list, a mix rather, so we say, of list and non-list videos where I talk more. I forgot to say in point number 3 as well, like free flowing, where it's not necessarily in this form, but I just talk about whatever comes to me. And again, I'd love to collaborate with any football fans out there. So if any football fans want to collaborate, please let me know. But yeah, that's one of my goals and dreams for the future. Anywho, I am out. Peace and love.